Hi, welcome to Restorative Yoga today. So props that will be good for today, 3-4 cushions or pillows. So I've done my replacement bolster with a couple of pillows stuffed inside a pillowcase and then 2 cushions just because that's what I have today, but that's the equivalent of what you're looking for. So just as many cozy things as you can and then a couple of blocks as well. So really allowing yourself to take some time today with the postures. Nothing's going to be fast, so feel free to kind of breathe in, adjust as feels good for you. You don't have to go with what I suggest if there's something a bit different that feels better for your body. So yeah, take which options feel good today, whatever you prefer. So going to come starting lying down. And I really encourage you to use your pillows and your cushions to support you. So, I mean, you may just want to open up completely onto your mat with no support, and that's fine. But if you know that having a bit of support feels good, maybe under the head, under the knees, then allowing yourself to get cozy. So making yourself up a nice little cozy selection of cushions. I'm certainly gonna get myself nice and cozy today. And then you can either have knees together or apart. You can have the legs completely opened up to the ground. And then maybe if you're in quite a hot room today, maybe you want to have the arms open to the side so the body can kind of open up and cool down. And if it's a bit cool today, you might want to bring hands onto the belly. That can be a nice place to be in if you're in a cooler place, if you want to kind of get that feeling of drawing heat into the body. So starting off here, allowing your eyes to close. And notice what happens as you close your eyes. Notice how almost straight away, maybe the attention begins to draw inwards a little bit. Maybe you begin to notice your breath. Maybe you begin to notice what's going on in your body. Maybe you begin to notice how you've been feeling this week emotionally and mentally. Allow any of these thoughts to come in and go. Notice as the thoughts come into your mind how, maybe these events that have happened in the week or in the day, notice if you feel them anywhere in your body or if they affect how your body's feeling. Start to notice a sense of heaviness in your body. Maybe the outsides of the shoulders drawing down into the earth. The hips drawing down into the earth. Maybe the feet are open and the outsides of the feet become heavy. Find space in the jaw, in the eyebrows, in the forehead. Create space in the sides and the back of your body for the breath to enter. How does it feel to Draw your breath deeper down into this place. Maybe the breath even comes into the belly. Notice your breath as it finds these extra spaces. Maybe your breath automatically becomes a little longer and a little slower. Take a couple more breaths here, noticing what's going on in your body as you inhale and exhale. Maybe begin to take some circles through the wrists and through the ankles, finding movement in your body. Bless me, I'm so sorry that snuck up on me. So maybe changing direction of the circles, of the wrists, of the ankles. And then depending on how you've set up your props, if you're comfortable to be lying on your back in the position that you're in, you might want to leave them there. So if you've just got something small under your head or under your knees, then that's fine to leave them there. If you're like me and you've set up a real stack of cushions, you might just need to remove a couple so that you can lower a little bit more down to the ground. So taking a gentle roll onto a side if you need to remove anything. And then finding your way back to lying down. Wherever you are, drawing both feet in so they're on the ground if they're not there already. And then lifting the right foot from the ground, interlacing fingers around the right shin, drawing the right knee up to the chest. Exhale, lowering the right foot down. Inhale, drawing the left knee into the chest, interlacing fingers around the shin. Exhaling to release. Taking a happy baby from here. So lifting both feet from the ground. And you may want to just keep hands behind thighs and kind of have the feet flexing forward if you want. So that is an option if you want to take a kind of a more relaxed happy baby. You can hold on anywhere on the legs. You can interlace hands behind the thighs. Or if you feel comfortable to come a bit deeper, then you can have the feet reaching towards the sky, hands come inside of the knees, and then holding on to either the outside edges of the feet or the heels can be nice as well, or the inside edges of the feet. And you can take a little rock side to side here if you want. If you're on a fairly soft floor, if that feels good for your lower back, a little massage. Taking a couple of breaths here, opening up through the hips in whatever way feels good for you. And then releasing the feet and bringing the soles of the feet together, keeping the feet lifted from the ground so you can interlace fingers around the feet. So the knees open up to the side as the soles of the feet come together. So it's kind of a Supta Baddha Konasana, but with the feet lifted up. Releasing, opening through your body, finding space. And then releasing the feet, slowly drawing the knees in as you bring the feet to the ground. And coming back into what we started at the beginning. So inhale, bringing the right knee up towards the chest, interlacing fingers around the shin. Exhaling to release the foot back down. Inhaling, lifting up the left foot, interlacing fingers around the shin. Drawing the knee up towards the chest, towards the armpit. And lowering that knee down, releasing the hands. Maybe you take a little windscreen wiper with the legs here, side to side. And then really carefully rolling over onto one side. And using your top hand to help you come up all the way to seated. So once you get up to seated, coming into a kneeling position and tucking the toes underneath. So you may have done this pose in some of my other classes before, keeping the hands on the ground and the weight forward to start with. So this pose opens up the back of the feet, it opens up the fascia, the connective tissue, and this line of connective tissue and fascia links all the way up through the back of the body. So that's why releasing this area of the body, even though it can feel really intense, can be really beneficial. So you're welcome to stay with the hands in front if this is already feeling quite full on. And if it's not a pose you do regularly, you might find that you want to stay in it for a short while and then you want to release the toes. So release the toes at any time. If you'd like to, you can bring the weight slowly back towards the hips, the heels, hands coming up onto the thighs, maybe hands coming up to prayer. Wherever you are, allowing the eyes to close, seeing if you can breathe into that space in the back of the feet. We won't stay here for very long. Sending your breath to open up tightness, to release discomfort. Seeing if you can stay here for another few breaths, coming out if it gets too uncomfortable at any time. One more breath here, inhaling, exhaling to release, and then hands in front of the knees, releasing the toes, maybe a little pat of the feet on the ground. Coming to sit back on the heels. So if this is comfortable to come back on the heels, then you can come straight back. If it doesn't feel comfortable to have the feet in this position, then you can sit on either a couple of blocks, so they're coming in between, in between the feet, or on a couple of pillows, and that will take the pressure off the feet a little bit. So that's a really nice idea if kneeling feels uncomfortable on the knees for whatever reason, or uncomfortable on the feet. So providing a little bit of height in between the feet for you to sit back on. And then allowing the eyes to close, hands coming to the thighs. Seeing if you can find a bit of broadness through your chest. Noticing how if you tuck the lower ribs in, it creates a little bit of length in the lower back. And then seeing if you can follow that length up through the back of the neck. So maybe the chin almost gets a feeling of tucking slightly, and up through the crown of the head. Bring your hands behind your body onto fingertips or hands down if that feels okay. You can stay as you are if you prefer. And then finding a little bit more opening through the chest. Maybe you get a sense of the gaze lifting. Inhaling, back up to kneeling. Bringing the hands onto the thighs or by the knees. As you exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin. Opening up the back of the body. Inhale, chest draws through the arms. Slowly opening up, gaze lifts, chest shining up to the sky. Coming through once more, so nice and slow, this wave of rolling through the spine. Inhaling, drawing forward, opening up. And back to center. From here, bringing feet out to the side, and then coming to sit down when you're ready. So opening up the legs forward, hands behind the body, and taking a few circles through the ankles, so releasing the ankles, the feet from that intense stretch that we were doing before. And then bending the knees, feet come to the ground, using your hands to help you come all the way up to stand. We're going to keep the hands forward, so we're not coming fully to stand here. We're kind of coming into a nice ragdoll forward fold. So pressing through the hands, taking the feet nice and wide, and then hand inside of each elbow. Maybe you take a nice little sway from side to side. Maybe you want to take a bend through the knees and have the belly on the thighs. So up to you how you want to take your ragdoll. Let the head be really heavy so the gaze is coming to the back of the mat. Releasing the arms, taking a bend through the knees, and a really slow roll all the way up to stand. And a little shake out through the body. As you exhale, back down into your ragdoll, folding forward through the spine. Hand inside of each elbow. Maybe you take the opposite tuck, different hand inside, different elbow this time. Allow your upper body to be heavy. And then releasing the hands, bending through the knees and coming back down to seat. Once you get there, coming into a half butterfly, so opening up, right leg nice and wide. And then left foot draws to the right thigh. So you've kind of got a nice little V shape. Taking a moment here, you can have hands behind the body to help you sit up tall, or hands in your lap, hands to knees. Finding length through the spine. And then taking hold of your cushions. A couple of different options here. So you can either choose to stay seated upright if that's what feels best. You can set up your cushions so you can take a fold forward in between the legs. Or if you'd rather, you can bring that right foot in just slightly, turning the body towards that right foot, and then coming over the right leg. So that'll begin to open up a little bit in the left side body as well. So it depends what feels good for you. Have a little play around. So bringing your cushions to wherever you'd like to take your fold. And then inhale, sitting up tall. Exhaling, folding forward. So spending a little bit of time here, getting your body into a place where it feels it can let go, it can open. Feel free to adjust with your props. You can try folding forward, you can try folding over the right leg if you prefer. And you can also set up your props and pop your elbows on them so that you're a little bit higher. If you don't want to come down too far. So really having a listen into your body, noticing what it needs. And then once you get to that place, seeing if you can allow the body to slowly begin to open up and to let go. Are you holding anywhere, or are there places where you notice that there's tension? Can you breathe space into these areas? Being mindful not to overstretch, taking your body just as far as it wants to go. And allowing it to be here for a few more breaths. On your next inhale, if you've taken a forward fold, walking the hands back up. You may want to pop your cushions to the side and use your right hand to help draw that left leg in. Maybe you want to bring hands behind the body, a little shake of the legs before coming onto the other side. Then left foot comes out, a little wide to the side, right knee bends, bringing the right foot in to meet the left thigh. And adjust with that left foot how far out you want it to be, make sure it's comfortable. And then finding your options here so you can stay sitting upright. You can fold forwards if you want, or you can arrange your body so it's facing the left foot and fold forwards over the left foot instead. So taking your props, your cushions to the place that they need to be. Inhaling, finding some length. And then exhaling, allowing the body to fold forward, leading from the chest if you can. And again, you can come down quite far if that feels good. Or you can stay using your props to support elbows on. And you can, of course, use your blocks to add extra height. So whatever it is you need. What happens if you say yes to this pose, if you allow your body to really sink in? Notice as you go further into this pose how maybe different areas of the body start releasing one by one. If you've taken a forward fold, on your next inhale, walking the hands back in. Hand props coming off to one side. And then gently picking up that left leg. Maybe you want to take that little shake of the legs, hands behind the body. And then scooting about halfway up your mat. And lowering down onto your back, making sure that you've got cushions handy for this last bit. So once you get there, straightening up both legs to the ground. And bringing a cushion to the left side of your body. Just kind of around hip height or thigh height. Drawing the right knee into the chest and holding on to it with the left hand. So coming into a spinal twist. Opening up the right arm to the side of the body, gaze over the right arm. And as you exhale, gently guiding that right knee across to the left, you can scoot up onto the left hip if you like. And then you can use your cushion. You may need to fold it in half. You might even need a couple of cushions so that you can bring that knee down to rest. Option to stay here if this is feeling like a really nice opener for your body. If you'd like to, you can bend that bottom leg, so bend the straight leg. And you can take hold of that foot with the right hand. Still keeping the gaze over the right shoulder. So up to you if you want to take this extra step or if you're happy with that left leg left straight on the mat. Releasing that foot if you decided to take it, straightening out the left leg again. And then bringing the head to center as you slowly roll onto the back and straighten out the right leg. Maybe a little shake of the legs, maybe moving the feet side to side. And pop your cushions over to the other side. As you inhale, drawing the left knee in towards the chest, taking hold of the knee with the right hand. Left hand comes out to the side, gaze over the left hand. And then drawing the left knee across the body to the right. You can scoot up onto the right hip if you like. And allowing that left leg to rest on your cushions. Finding space through the body. Sometimes it can be really nice to have a supported version of a spinal twist using the cushions. Seeing if with that support, if you can let your body be heavy. And then option to bend the straight leg, so bend the right leg if you like. And you can hold on to it with the left foot if that feels comfortable. Or you can just keep the leg bent and not have to hold the foot. So this is just going again with what feels good for your body. breathing into whatever shape you've created, whatever space you've opened up. This pose is a great detox for the body and also really good for spinal health. So in this position, maybe allowing as you exhale, anything kind of old and stuck to be released and removed from your body. Letting go of that foot when you're ready, straightening out the leg. Head comes to center as you move the body back to center. Straightening out that left leg to the ground. A little shake of the legs or a rock from side to side with the feet. And coming to take Shavasana. So setting up with cushions and pillows, however feels good. Maybe something under the head or under the knees. So a real gentle roll onto the side if you need to get up to grab anything. And setting yourself up for your final resting pose. You can have the legs open to the ground. You can have the knees bent, the feet on the floor. You can bring the soles of the feet together if that's a position that you particularly enjoy, and you can always pop your blocks underneath your thighs if you like. Wherever you end up, seeing if you can begin to notice those points of heaviness and openness that we talked about right at the beginning. The tips of the shoulders drawing away and down into the ground. The hips sinking lower. The feet, the hands finding heaviness and grounding in whatever position they're in. Space through the jaw, through the forehead. Openness in the front of your body. Contrasting with heaviness and sinking in the back of your body. Allow yourself to let go here for a few minutes. Imagine your body opening out, being received by the ground. Taking a few minutes in Shavasana. Please do stay in this position for as long as you're able to today, at least another 2 or 3 minutes. Allow yourself to let go. Thank you for joining me today for this restorative class. Namaste.